You ever wake up and realize your whole life was a carefully constructed illusion when you willingly stepped into it blindfolded? That's my reality now. I never thought I'd be the kind of woman to confess this, but here it is. My husband is not just controlling, he's a master manipulator, and I'm the casualty of a game I never signed up for. Let me take you back to where it all began, before the debris, before the betrayal, before the Cold War that now chills our empty home. When we started dating, everything about him felt safe. Secure. We'd stay up late, the world outside fading into silence, talking about anything and everything. One night, the conversation got serious, dangerous even. Cheating. If it ever happens, he told me, locking eyes with me so fiercely it felt like a promise, I need you to tell me right away. If you're honest and it's just once, I think I could forgive you. He made vulnerability sound like a virtue. That conversation branded itself on my heart. I believed him. I actually believed honesty could shield me from disaster. Looking back, I was naive, eager to believe in the myth of unconditional love. We built what I thought was an unbreakable foundation, transparency, or so I thought. Fast forward 5 years. Married, house in the suburbs, routines that felt safe but suffocating. Arguments, sure he'd nitpick, he'd suggest who my friend should be, what clothes looked the best. At first, I brushed it off as caring, but sometimes his care felt like a leash. Still, I never questioned his love for me. Then came the party. If only I'd listened to my instincts that night. It was nothing special, a boring work thing at a coworker's house, the kind of forced fun that makes you wish for the sweet release of Monday morning. I didn't want to go, but he wouldn't let up. You need to socialize, he said, pressing the issue with that unnerving, full concerned smile. He's always had a talent for packaging control as love. I wish I could say I was swept away, that it was all a blur, but the truth is uglier. I remember every moment, the way my wine glass refilled itself, the laughter ringing a little too loud, the way I felt seen by someone who wasn't my husband. I crossed a line that night, a line I can never uncross. I slept with my coworker. It wasn't passionate or meaningful, it was reckless and empty. The moment it was over, shame crashed into me like a tidal wave. I wanted to scrub my skin raw. For days I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. The guilt was a wildfire, burning up any peace I'd ever known. That old promise played on a loop in my mind. If I told him, maybe I could salvage something. Maybe I could claw my way back from the edge. So, shaking, I asked him if he remembered that night we talked about cheating. At first, he looked puzzled, like the memory didn't matter. But as I recounted his words, I saw a flicker in his eyes. I said that, he asked, like it was a distant joke. Then I confessed, my heart in my throat, every muscle in my body tensed for impact. He didn't yell. He didn't cry. He didn't even argue. He just stared at me, face hollow, as if he'd seen this scene before. And then without a word he started packing. Socks, toothbrush, favorite shirt. I begged, sobbed, clung to his arm. I tried to explain, to remind him of his promise. He peeled my hands off and walked out, slamming the door so hard it shook the pictures on the wall. That night, I wandered through the house like a ghost, replaying everything in my head. Was honesty a mistake? Or had I just detonated the only thing holding us together? When he finally called the next day, I thought maybe, just maybe, we could talk. Maybe the years we shared would count for something. Instead, he laughed a bitter, guttural sound. He told me he never meant it. The so-called promise of forgiveness? It was bait. I only said that so you'd tell me if you ever cheated. Why would I forgive something like that? His words hit harder than any slap. The foundation I'd believed in wasn't just shaky, it was make-believe. I'd been lured, tricked, led straight into a trap I never saw coming. But the real betrayal was yet to come. The burn-up. Back then, he'd handed it to me with a smile, just a formality, a way to protect us both. I signed without hesitation, love blind and trusting. Now, that single signature meant I'd walk away with nothing. No house, no financial safety net, no leverage. All those talks about forever were just empty words, as easily discarded as the life we'd built. He made it clear he was divorcing me, and nothing I said would change his mind. You made your choice, now I'm making mine, he said, voice flat, eyes cold. I tried to reason, tried to remind him of what we'd built, but he looked at me like I was a stranger trespassing in my own home. I wasn't planning on leaving, he said with a smirk, but you handed me the perfect excuse. That was the moment I realized I'd never really been his equal. I'd just been an actress in a script he wrote, a character in a story that was always meant to end this way. He left. Just like that. Days passed in a fog. I barely left the couch. Every ring of my phone set my heart racing, hoping for a message that never came. I tried reaching out to the one person who knew the other side of my shame, the coworker. Not for love, not even for comfort. Just to not feel so damn alone. His response was colder than I imagined. I think it's best if we don't talk. It was like I'd been erased twice over, disposable, forgettable. Desperate, I called my parents, hoping for even a sliver of compassion. I poured it all out, my mistake, his reaction, the suffocating prenup. My dad's sigh was the deepest sound I've ever heard. You made your bed, now lie in it. My mom was worse, her disappointment a knife twisting in my chest. What were you thinking? They didn't offer comfort, only blame. I hung up feeling more alone than I thought possible. So here I am, my marriage in ruins, my family ashamed, my so-called lover refusing to acknowledge I ever existed. I wander the house, haunted by the echo of old laughter and the heavy silence of what's left behind. Sometimes I catch myself staring at the prenup, wishing I could go back in time and rip it to shreds. The worst part? I still love him. Or maybe I just love the version of him I invented, the man who'd never really been there at all. Was anything real, or was I just another trophy on his shelf meant to be displayed, controlled, and then discarded? I lie awake at night, asking myself impossible questions. Did he ever love me, or was I just an ego boost, a project to complete? What kind of person engineers a relationship as a test, designs a future built on lies and legal contracts? How could I have been so blind? Sometimes I wonder if I deserve this, if this is karma collecting a debt. But I also wonder how many other people live in stories like mine, where love is weaponized, where promises are made just to be broken, where trust is a setup and kindness is a con. I wish I could say I found some inner strength. But the truth is, I'm exhausted. Tired of apologizing. Tired of fighting a war I was never equipped to win. Tired of searching for meaning in conversations that were probably rehearsed before I even met him. Should I sign the papers, then disappear, let him win, start from zero, rebuild what little self-worth I have left? Or should I fight for justice, for my dignity, for the version of myself I used to be before all this? How do you even fight someone who's always 3 steps ahead, who built every possible exit before you even noticed the walls? Some days I fantasize about revenge, about burning it all down just to watch him squirm. Other days I just want peace. To stop feeling like the villain in my own story. To breathe without the weight of regret crushing my chest. I keep hoping, against all logic, that he'll call. That he'll remember the love we shared. That he'll say, let's try again. But the silence is louder than any answer. So I check my phone, reread old texts, search for signs in the digital ruins of our relationship. The truth is, the hardest part isn't losing him. It's losing myself bit by bit, memory by memory, until I barely recognize the woman staring back at me in the mirror. The one who believed love could save her. The one who thought honesty was a shield, not an invitation for destruction. If you're reading this and wondering how it ends, so am I. I don't know if I'll ever get justice. I don't know if I'll ever get closure. All I know is, sometimes, the greatest betrayal isn't infidelity, it's the cold, calculated unraveling of your very soul by someone you once trusted with your life. Maybe, just maybe, the only way out is through. Maybe I'll have to let the pain wash over me, let the pieces fall where they may, and start gathering the fragments painful piece by painful piece until I can finally say, I survived. And maybe one day, that will be enough.